Welcome back to Bay Sunday. You know him from Hamilton. He's homegrown from the Bay. We're talking, of course, about Daveed Diggs, and he's in a new film. It's called Wonder. I recently got a chance to talk with him. Take a look.
My name is Augie Pullman.
If they stare, let them stare.
You're the toughest kid in that school.
I know you don't always like it, but I love it. It's my son's face.
You are not ugly, Augie.
You just say that because you're my mom.
Because I'm your mom, it counts the most, because I know you the most.
All right, Daveed Diggs joins us here this morning. The film is called Wonder. It opens up nationwide today. Daveed, good morning. Thanks for joining us here today.
Hey, good morning, Bay Area.
We love it.
What's happening? It's good to be
Oakland
home
native.
via
That's
satellite.
Right. So, Daveed, tell us a little bit about
Yeah.
your character in this film. What's the premise of the film?
So it is about a little boy named Augie Pullman who has grown up with a craniofacial difference, and he's been homeschooled his whole life, and this is the story of him going to school for the first time. And so him having to interact with the world in a very different way and deal with how strangers stare at him. And I get the great fortune of playing his teacher, one of his teachers, Mr. Brown, who is a great teacher. He is the teacher we hope everybody gets to have at one point in their lives.
Precepts are rules for really important things.
Like mottos.
Like mottos, or like famous quotes, or like lines from a fortune cookie, right? Okay, so who wants to read this month's precept? What about you? What's your name?
Summer.
Summer. Want to give it a shot?
When given the choice between being right or being kind, choose kind.
Yeah, so Daveed, tell me about the transition. I mean, obviously the success of Hamilton, making that transition from the Broadway stage to the big screen. What's it been like for you? What's the journey been like?
It was fast. I shot this the day after I left Hamilton. So I hopped on a plane after my last show and flew to Vancouver and started working on this. And so I didn't have time to think about that transition or, figuring out how to be on a camera. It was just sort of trial by fire. But I had the great fortune of working with all of these young actors who were very experienced. And were very willing to help me. And our director, Steven Chbosky, was also just very open. And I was also playing a teacher, which is something I did in the Bay Area for years. I taught middle school in San Francisco for a very long time. So I didn't have to do a lot of the actory work because I was at home in the role.
Do you make your way back here to the Bay Area pretty often now? I know you've been spending a lot of time in New York City and LA.
As often as I can. We actually just wrapped a movie there in June that is one that myself and Rafael Casal, another Bay Area native, have been writing for a decade now. And we shot the whole thing in Oakland, and we just locked picture. We are incredibly proud of it, so I can't wait for the Bay to see that film because it really is kind of a love letter to Oakland.
Daveed, we're running out of time. Really interesting. I heard you have a really interesting story about your name and how your parents came up with it.
Yeah, the story is that my name, Daveed, is Hebrew. It means beloved in Hebrew. And by the time I came along, we had 7 dogs, all with Hebrew names. So I was really just like the next in line. I was just continuing a trend.
Yeah, all right. Well, Daveed Diggs, much success to you, and congratulations on all the success, Hamilton, and your new film called Wonder, which opens up tonight. Appreciate your time.
Thank you very much.
We all deserve a standing ovation, at least once in our lives. My friends do. My teachers do. My sister does for always being there for me. My dad does for always making us laugh. And my mom does the most for never giving up on anything, especially me.
All right, once again, you can catch Daveed Diggs in Wonder in theaters nationwide. Coming up, Bay Area high school students can get paid internships at some of the top companies. Find out how when Bay Sunday returns after this quick break.